Hello and welcome to another episode of the All About the Balls Sports Podcast. It's Ollie here and it's Gareth there. Mate, can you hear me?
Mate, I am on the line, loud and clear.
Come in, Berlin. Calling.
Ready with a beer.
Ready with a beer, mate. What are you drinking tonight?
I've gone traditional good marketing lager, as in the Hop House lager.
Nice.
Which is
nice, a classic.
You don't feel as generic, but in terms of your standard Carlsberg, but it's still just a lager. So I feel like
it's Guinness's lager, isn't it?
It is Guinness's lager.
Mate,
yes.
It's very good though. It's very good. I mean, that's something you do get from these mass-produced companies is consistency.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Unlike my drinking ability, which is very inconsistent.
Yeah. Speaking of which, and we've got loads to talk about, but before we dive in, we're both a little bit dusty today. So apologies now. This episode won't be. Well, it will be as bad as they normally are, but this time the reason is because we're both a little bit hungover, as opposed to other times.
How was your trip to the home of rugby yesterday? Before we get going,
yeah, mate, it was amazing. So yeah, my brother bought me tickets to see England Wales at Twickenham for a Christmas present, and it was a cracking day out. Just from start to finish, everything was just great. Lovely weather, great crowd, over 80,000 at Twickenham. England played well. England won, plenty of good beers afterwards. Yeah, mate, absolutely fantastic.
Anything you want to tell me, or was it smooth sailing?
Oh, well, do you know what? It was smooth sailing until literally the last mile, where on my way back home, I was on the train and was very excited to get a fast train. So like only a couple of stations to my stop. Very excited to be home and in my bed pretty soon. And then suddenly opened my eyes and I'd missed my stop and I was hurtling down the line. And that's slightly awkward. And the train line I live on as well, it's not great at the best of times. But Sunday,
where did your train line go?
So it ends up in Birmingham. So if you and I've done that before, where if you fall asleep, you're buggered. You're absolutely buggered.
I don't know what kind of train you get on.
Yeah.
But would anyone who doesn't know Ollie, he does not live in Birmingham, just for the record.
I live nowhere.
That is not a good thing.
Nowhere near Birmingham. So yeah, but luckily I only missed it by a couple of stops. Woke up and managed to get something back. So
anyone who missed the game, what was the score? Give us your little raw match reports.
Yeah, mate. So there's a couple of really exciting things about the game. And maybe we can start with a bit of rugby because there's plenty of good rugby on. But there's a couple of really good exciting things about this match. First of all, it's like the start of the warm up for the World Cup for the home nations. So I think for the World Rugby tournament where they all come and play. So Ireland have played Italy. Was it Ireland Italy? Yeah, I think it was Ireland Italy.
Yes,
and then England Wales, but then it had a bit more flavour to it because Wales, I think, either 14 or 15 unbeaten, so their winning run was at risk. Also, because the All Blacks had lost on Saturday to the Wallabies, more of that in a second. I think if Wales had won, they were going to go number one in the world on the rankings, which obviously is a big thing. But neither of those things happened. So with much excitement, England actually ran out winners 33-19. And it was a really good, to be fair, it was a really good game. England did what England do though. They got off to a really fast start. The first half, particularly the first 20 minutes, they were all over Wales and they were fantastic attacking flair and really, really looking very, very good. And then second half, the defence was just a little bit sort of hit and miss, and Wales came back. English managed to hold on, but it wasn't an overly convincing performance from a defensive point of view.
Why do they seem to go to sleep, do you think?
I don't know what it is. Like they did this. They've done this for a while now. They did this. Do you remember when they were playing South Africa last summer? And I think
I don't remember what happened there.
Well, we won the third test. That's what happened.
Funny story, yes, exactly.
Yeah. But I think in the opening two tests, we were like 2 or 3 tries up within 20 minutes. Yes. And it's like, Christ, we are going to rip the box to pieces. We're going to have a Bock Bry this afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Mate, bit of local language. And then both times we got the Bockies clawed us back. And the same happened with Scotland in the Six Nations, where we almost lost that, which is embarrassing.
Do you think is it fitness?
I don't think it is fitness. I don't know. I think it's all psychological. I don't know whether they just, they have all this intensity right up front and they let teams struggle to cope with it. And then they can't keep that intensity up. Maybe it's just because no team can keep that level of intensity up. And so you kind of, if you're playing England, you kind of know, like, even if you're 2 scores behind early doors, you know you're going to be able to come back and fight your way back in. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Sorry, no answers really, mate. To be honest with you.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, insightful, wasn't it?
Another insightful. Yeah, sounds like my predictions. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think I only watched the highlights of the game. I didn't watch the England game, to be honest. But it looked like you say they started really well, complete control, and then Wales started sort of clawing their way back, but just not. It was a little too late, wasn't it? In terms of there just wasn't enough.
Yeah, and I think Wales, they've suffered. So they had Toby Faletau injured before the game, and he's out of the World Cup, which is quite a big loss for them. But also Gareth Anscombe, I think, has done an ACL on Saturday. I know, nightmare. You got the old ACL, and so he's out for the World Cup now as well. So Wales are. There's been a lot of talk about, should they have been playing these wet matches? Should they have been playing their first team players? But I mean, you've got to do something. You can't just turn up for the World Cup having last played in the Six Nations when everyone else has been doing warm up games. Like, that doesn't. Yeah, you can't do that.
I think it's all about squad rotation at the moment and just trying to get enough game time.
Yeah,
and that's what I've been impressed with Rassie Erasmus of the Springboks. He's rotated his side around.
Yeah.
He's played, different front rows. He's mixed it up, but he's still, I think everyone's going to have an equal amount of game time, it seems. So they're trying to just give people.
And they've won. Your Bockies won the Rugby Championship.
They are the current holders of the Rugby Championship. It's only taken 10 years. They've actually never won it with Argentina in the tournament.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So that's positive.
But I think they're peaking. I think they're peaking really well. Like you say, they've got,
So they're going to say peaking too soon. I think they're
peaking too soon. I think they've peaked. I think they're going well. They look really good this Rugby Championship.
A lot of South African hopes, in my very humble, mediocre knowledge of rugby, rests on Handré Pollard.
Handré and Faf at scrum half.
Yeah, but I think the problem is we don't. If Faf got injured, it would be a massive loss. But I think Hershey Dykes is coming, and I think you could actually do. He's good actually, and he's done well.
True,
but
that's a fair point.
If Handré Pollard goes down, we are in
the step
serious problems. He scored 31 points on Saturday.
Yeah.
Absolutely bossed the whole game. Controlled everything from start to finish. He was just absolute class. So, and he's getting the positive is he's getting better and better, and he seems like he's peaking to have an absolutely cracking World Cup.
Yeah.
The negative is if he gets injured, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I think you're right. That step down to then Elton Yankees at 10. That's a big gap. That's a big gap. Yeah, that's a fair point.
You were fullback, weren't you? So I'd pick you ahead of Elton. Definitely.
Well, I mean, look, you're not the first person to say that.
Good hands.
Good hands. Definitely. I think my coach at school described it in the school write up as more an extra pair of hands than an extra pair of legs.
Wow.
Not known for my electric pace.
No, but great hands, and fly half I think goes a long way.
Yeah.
Unless you Bowden Barrett, who's got both. But
yes, well, exactly. But yeah, I mean, actually, you say Barrett there, so segues nicely into the All Blacks because they got thumped. By the Wallabies.
Thrashed. The BBC Sport website.
Thrashed. I mean, did you see the game? Have you seen any of it?
I didn't actually. I'm pretty gutted.
So it was a very good game. Very good game. Played in Perth, so Aussies at home, and they were deserved winners. But there was a scandal red card just before half time. And as much as I would love the Wallabies to lose and sort of to jump up to the All Blacks defence, Scott Barrett, who got sent off, did kind of deserve to be sent off.
Was it dirty?
Yeah,
dirty.
I mean, I don't think he's a malicious player or anything like that, but it was a proper shoulder barge to Michael Hooper's head. And no one can deny that a lot of us want to do that, but you can't do that on a rugby pitch. And he was literally in front of the referee, and the referee was a metre away.
More important, has he made Michael Hooper more intelligent because of that? That's the question. Hooper gets up and he looks...
some sense.
The confused look on his face is gone, and he just looks very intellectual now.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
So that the red. So this okay. So in football, obviously, a red card has a huge impact. Rugby, do you think it has as big an impact? Obviously, it creates more space in the back line. Obviously,
Yes, look, I think it definitely does have a very big impact. I don't know the stats, and if anyone does know the stats, I'd love to know this, so please write in. But I would love to know how many teams have lost a player in rugby but still won the game. In those games where it's still competitively close when the guy gets sent off. I think losing a man in rugby makes it really hard because if you lose a forward, you're struggling at the set piece, the breakdown, and that's crucial. If you lose a back, then like you say, there can be bucket tons of space on any set piece move. And it is hard. It is really hard. I think as well, in rugby, and maybe this is different to football, but in rugby, every player has to be involved all the time kind of thing. If you're in football and you're a defender and the ball's up the other end of the pitch, you're not standing around twiddling your thumbs, but you're not involved at that point. Whereas in rugby, if you're 14 men and you haven't got the ball, you're always going to be sort of having to get into the defensive line, make tackles, shuffle across, all that kind of stuff. So I think it can wear you out. It can wear a team down quite quickly and quite effectively.
I mean, it's quite funny on the BBC website. There's just a picture of Kieran Reid looking at Barrett, going, "What have you done?"
Yeah, you toss.
While he's getting his marching orders.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, like I said, there has been quite a bit of debate, people saying it wasn't a red card, but I think most of those are Kiwis who are saying that. Although I did hear one guy come up with an idea of an orange card. So yellow card, you get 10 minutes in the sin bin, then you can come back in. Red card, you're fully sent off. But orange card, you get sin bin for 10 minutes, and then you can't come back on, but your team can substitute you. So the player is off, but the team don't lose a man. They have to go to one of their bench players.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
I know, it's a bit weird.
Do you like that?
I don't know. I don't like it. It's a bit messy, but I hate more how much a red card impacts a game of rugby.
Yeah, but I think...
you've got to have a punishment for sure, but...
Exactly.
But I don't know. It is tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. On that one. But yeah, a great rugby championship. Some random results. Of which... So did Australia finish second? Yeah.
Yes, they must have done.
New Zealand third.
Yes, and the Kiwis are third. So there's
bizarre.
There's one more game, but this isn't the Rugby Championship. It's the second Bledisloe.
Yes.
Because they have to have at least 2 games. In a full Rugby Championship, they have 3 of them, Australia, New Zealand. But in this shortened year, they're doing 2. So the All Blacks will be looking for revenge. I think they're playing in Auckland next weekend against the Aussies.
I mean, interestingly enough, I don't know the answer to this. We don't know the answer to many things on this podcast.
Yeah. But, add that to the list.
So, and it is a shortened rugby championship, but
yeah.
When last do you think New Zealand finished? I don't know the answer, but when last do you think they finished third and their points difference was in the negative?
Really?
For a 3-game series.
Yeah.
When do you think their points have been in the negative?
That's a really good question, actually.
So can we stick that out on social media, please?
Yeah.
Find out. But
yeah, we'll ask that out loud. That's a really good question, actually.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But speaking of ridiculous situations, we go on to the Ashes. Let's go on to the cricket balls,
mate. Yeah. So this Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday, day 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So this pod should come out on Tuesday. So it's tomorrow. If you're listening to this, well, unless you're listening to it on Wednesday, then it's today. And if it was Thursday, then it's tomorrow. It's yesterday. But yeah. Basically, just check the calendar. But Wednesday this week is the second test.
Use the calendar system.
Yeah. Don't trust us. So, mate, what are the stories for you from this one? Can England win?
Yes.
Will England win? No.
Not sure. No, I think they will. I think they will.
Really? Okay.
Look, I'm excited to see Archer get his debut.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We know Chris Wokes is an absolute beast at Lords.
Yes.
So, do you know Jofra Archer has got a hat-trick at Lords before?
Has he?
So, he's got previous.
It
wasn't a T20 against Middlesex, but it's the same as the Ashes. It's similar.
We are putting a lot of expectation on Jofra.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can actually. He bowled a super. He bowled a super over and won the World Cup. He can basically do anything.
He did. He bowled a super over and he gave them a wide off the first ball. So actually, do you know what?
Yes.
I'm going to give you 7 balls.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's when you know you're a showboat.
Yeah.
He's getting the first ever All About the Balls of Steel award to do that. So I think you'll just love it. I think the opportunity to play in an Ashes at Lords. So I think Wokes is going to be impressive. I think Smith is going to fail.
He has to. He cannot keep. I mean, he's not Don Bradman, although he's bloody close. But he can't just keep scoring runs. It's not on. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not acceptable.
I mean, I was reading a stat earlier because he scored 100 at the Oval in 2015.
Yeah.
He scored the double centuries at Edgbaston. If he scores a ton now, it will be 4 consecutive innings in England in an Ashes with 100.
Jesus Christ.
So if he scores 200 now, he would have got 5 in a row in an Ashes in England. So he obviously struggles in English conditions.
Yeah.
And I think this is the time.
He's
got to fail. Surely.
Well, yeah, surely. I hope so. I really hope so. I also think if one man who I think the spotlight's going to be on is actually apparently the official Aussie captain, Tim Payne, although I'm pretty sure Steve Smith is basically Australian captain. But
Steve Smith's a ventriloquist, and he's just got his hand somewhere and controlling Tim Payne's mouth and thoughts.
Yeah, it's controlling Tim Payne. That's awesome. We'll try and find a picture of that somehow and make it work. I mean,
it's not good. It's not good when you're Tim Payne and you are not the best captain on the field, not the best keeper on the field, and not the best batsman keeper on the field.
I mean, he's running out. He's running out of stuff like he's
going to have to turn his arm over, I think, to stay in the side.
He's going to suddenly come in first change.
Bowling wobblers
from the pavilion end and just hope for the love of God that the
use the slope.
Yeah, I was going to say the Lord Slope helps him out. Yeah. But mate, I mean, he got 5 and 34 at Edgbaston. Wasn't great with the gloves, and from watching the coverage, Smith was doing a lot of the organising of the field and things like that. So, at some point, there's going to become a really awkward discussion with Payne and the management of like, you're not actually adding anything, Timothy.
Can Smith be captain? His ban doesn't mean he can't be captain of Australia ever again, does it?
I don't think so. I think that's
he can.
Fine.
It's just
yeah. I think that's fine. I think he can do. I think that they won't unless Payne goes on a really bad run of form with the bat. I don't think they will drop him. But
I don't know. I mean,
Wade is there, and Wade got a ton, didn't he, Edgbaston?
Yeah, and he got a ton in the warm-up game, like the game.
Yeah, so he's there waiting.
And Alex Carey is playing for Sussex.
Yeah.
Who I saw live on Friday night because I went down to the T20.
Oh, nice.
Which was quality. It was a good night out. Took my 5-year-old son down to his first cricket match.
Did he enjoy it?
He did. I mean, it's quite a long time for a kid, especially at night. It was a bit windy and Hurricane Katrina or whatever was bloody coming in. So it was he only lasted the first innings and then went home.
Yeah.
So I stayed, but it was good. Yeah, it was good. But Alex Carey looked very tidy with the bat. I have to admit, he looked.
Yeah.
And he was good in the World Cup. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
That's the thing. I think Payne's under a lot of pressure. And if we can get, that's the thing, like if we can get Payne feeling the pressure there about his own position, start making him wobble a little bit. If we can stop Warner getting any runs, that'd be 2 tests where Warner's got bugger all. And then we just need to stop Smith from scoring 1 million runs, and we're there.
No pain, no games, I always say.
Hey! So what's your prediction then? What's your prediction for the second test?
I'm going to go, even though the record's not brilliant at Lords. I don't know if I should reverse bluff, because I think...
Oh, hello.
Anyone who listens to the show regularly knows that my predictions are as accurate as the weather app at the moment. Rain, sunshine, rain, whatever. So I'm going to go for an England win.
Nice.
I think Wokes is going to be best with the ball.
Yep. Lords is his ground.
Yeah, and I think I've got a feeling Jason Roy's going to score some runs.
I would really love that.
I think he's going to get a ton.
Really?
Yeah, a big one. Big, lively, fast, exciting ton.
Do you know what? I mean, I would love that. I would love that. I'm quite concerned about Roy. I think the Aussies have got his number. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to go for an England win.
What, like KP and the South Africans when they were texting? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. They've actually got his phone number.
Yeah. He's just texting them going, "Oh, Joe Ruter." Good batsman. Do you remember that whole scandal when he was apparently KP text and told them how to get Andrew Strauss out? Yeah. Do you know what? Apparently the text was, bowl round the wicket to him. That's not that. No, you have 2 options. I mean,
A, it's 50-50.
Yeah,
and
B,
it's not. It's not like there isn't footage of Andrew Strauss batting. So I can't imagine they suddenly went, "Oh, let's."
Yeah, KP's told us this. We've not thought of this.
Yeah. No, why have we never thought of this before?
Yes, but it's just. The best part is it's not like you sent them a text like a spell or something that would... Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was just, gosh, just try bowling around the wicket. If he even did it, allegedly. Sorry, back to, what's your prediction? Go for it. Shoot.
Yeah, England to win. That's mainly heart rather than head, but England to win.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Wokesy with the ball. Although, do I go Archer? I'll go Archer just to be different. I'll go Big Jofra's going to have a big first test, and who with the bat? I can't say Steve Smith again. I can't say Dave Warner for like ethical reasons, and okay, Rooty's gonna deliver.
Like it. Go on,
captain's performance. And Tim Payne to suffer even more pressure.
Yes, I like it. So
love it.
Our last little segment, it's back.
It is back.
We're on track.
It is back.
Yeah, I feel like I'm rhyming everything tonight.
Yeah.
It's back. We're on track.
The Premier League.
Man United are on their winning streak.
Mate, I mean, I assume you're going to predict that they're going to win the league now.
Well, you do the maths. You just do it.
You do the maths.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think, do you know what? More equally as positive for me was the Brighton result, actually.
Yeah, I mean, what was that, 3-0 away from home?
At Watford, who are a good side.
Mate,
finished 11th and FA Cup final.
Yeah.
They've bought well. They've done well. You know, that was and the best part was, as my Brighton fan mate Phil, he's going to enjoy that because he was moaning on the weekend. He doesn't ever get a shout out, so I'm going to give him one. But he was saying, you know, attacking football, tick. We're winning 1-0 away from home, and instead of shutting up shop, we brought on 2 strikers.
Yeah.
You know, we made 2 like-for-like changes. Yeah. And both of them scored.
That is impressive. That is good confidence.
And a 3-0 win without Glenn Murray on the score sheet.
Yeah.
You know, happy days.
That bodes well. And, I mean, it's only the first game of the season. However, as we know, when it gets to the end of the season, you look back and it's these kind of away wins are going to count so much.
And goal difference, as we learned last season.
Yeah, goal difference, away wins. That's crucial. That's absolutely crucial. So yeah, it's a very good start for your boys.
And Harry Maguire, legend.
I mean, he's already yes. I mean,
Slabhead.
Is it Sir Harry?
Sir Harry. They United kept 2 clean sheets all last season.
Really, and they've started. Go on.
He was ranked number 1 interceptions, number 1 headers, number 1 clearances in the game. You know, just absolute.
Oh, look, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he is a very good acquisition for Man United. As we discussed last week, A, he's not worth 80 million, but B, who cares? It's not our money. So,
yes,
hashtag it's not our money. I don't think he's worth 80 million. But, mate, if he keeps playing like that, then who am I to argue?
Yeah, and I was thinking about this the other day. You know, he's had 3 seasons in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's played for England, you know, a number of times now. He's been to an England World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
You know, he's
impressive. He's impressive.
I'm touching wood here. But
mate, that's not that kind of show. Oh, I see. Sorry.
Sorry. You were talking about
you getting carried
on the train.
Carried away.
Who knows what's going on?
Carried away with your love of Harry Maguire.
But in reality, he is worth at least 78.
So you might have overpaid by 2 million.
Well, yeah, and I'll take that.
You take that.
The grand
Absolutely.
When I was thinking about Van Dijk, he had 1.5 seasons in the Premier League.
Yep.
He's never been to a World Cup semi-final last time I checked. Sure, he's won the Champions League. I'll give him that now. But at the time of purchase, at 75 million, it looked a lot of money.
Yes.
So with the inflation rate, I think we're spot on.
Well,
I'm going to maintain my argument.
You cannot argue with results, and so far,
he's
worth.
He's never conceded a goal for Man United. So
100% record. 100% record.
But yeah, and the Gooners got off to a winning start.
Yeah, not quite as impressive as both Seagulls and Man United, but still, again, you know, away with. This was one of the things that we spoke about at the end of last season, wasn't it? Just Arsenal's inability to actually win away from home.
Indeed.
And they've picked up a cheeky 3 points, 1-0 against Newcastle. Take that.
Yes, indeed.
What's more concerning, though, for everyone else, is basically Man City have won everything already.
They seem to be better than last year,
which is alarming for everybody.
You know, trying to be as Raheem Sterling's terrible. You know, the one thing that was really missing was his goals, and you know he's having a huge drought, so that's a worry for everyone. And they're conceding goals left, right, and centre. So basically,
yeah. So I mean, do we basically just give them the trophy and everyone play off for second and third?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but it's going to take some beating.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool off to a good start, 4-1.
True.
Against Norwich, who
no upsets really were there on the first weekend. I don't think.
No, I mean,
pretty standard.
Brighton's probably the biggest upset of it, really.
Yes.
Obviously, Aston Villa gave Tottenham a good scare.
Yes. That was exciting.
But then Sir Harry came to the rescue. As he always seems to do. Although he's traditionally started terribly in August, so he's done well to get off the mark so quickly. So
one big development though was actually not any of the teams, but the technology.
Yes.
So first season of VAR. What does VAR stand for?
Video assisted referee, I believe.
All right, mate. Don't show off.
Is it?
That sounds good. I like that. We'll take that. But it was the first time it's been used in the Premier League.
Yes.
Now I don't think we've really talked about VAR before. Like, where do you stand on technology VAR in football?
Oh, I think it can only be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we can confidently say that the things that are not a grey area should not be wrong again. You know, it's...
Yes.
Okay, there's going to be some subjective decisions, but that's no different to having a ref anyway. We just have... At least we've got 2 people looking at a subjective decision.
And almost by definition, the decisions shouldn't get worse. because there's time to replay them and watch them again and slow-mo and different angles. So at no point should decisions get worse. However, the experience, that can definitely be impacted.
Yeah, but again, to me, it's no different if, offsides they're going to get right 99.9% of the time now.
Yeah.
Whether it's inside the box or outside the box.
True.
True. So I think there's going to be times where, I think they did it I think it was one of the cup games last year when someone got a red card and it was turned into a yellow. I think it was Victor Lindelof actually for United. So stuff like that, that game would have been completely different. So look, I think it's good. The stop-start thing is an irrelevant point to me. It is what it is, and I'd rather them get the result right and have a slightly stop-start than someone lose. Any team, not United or Brighton or anyone, but any team.
Specifically Brighton and Man United. Yeah.
But but I'd rather than the result right. There's no. I mean, I was just saying. There's obviously the game is stop-start anyway. It's only in play 63 minutes on average for every 90.
Say that again.
The ball is actually only in play for 63 minutes of every 90-minute game. Yeah,
that always amazes me. Like the same is true. I think it's even worse in rugby. Like the amount, not necessarily the amount of time the ball is in play, but like how the minutes actually played is something ridiculously low.
Well, I heard they talking about looking at stopping the clock. In football, but then they would make the game an 80-minute game instead of 40 minutes each way.
Yeah.
But they play for 40 minutes as opposed to. So there's lots of things. But so look, I think they're going to get stuff right more often. So I'm a fan of it. Look, don't get me wrong. There's going to be teething, obviously.
Sure.
It's a huge thing. What are your thoughts, Mr. Matthews?
So I agree with you in terms of the accuracy. Like there should be no more howlers really, because everything can pretty much be reviewed. There was one thing there's a question I had. I don't know if you know the answer, like how far back in a passage of play can they go? So goal scored, how far back can VAR actually review and then go, well, no, hang on, actually that was a foul 10 passes ago or something like that.
Nice. I thought you meant like the 2006 World Cup.
Can they apply it
with
back
like
to
Frank Lampard Germany game? I thought that's what you're talking about. Sorry, no, they can't go that far back, unfortunately. But I don't know. Good question.
Because I think in rugby or something, you can only go back one phase or two phase, something like that. So any offside or incident 2 phases per one cannot be called into.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I don't know that, and then also. I was wondering, like, from a touch judge point of view, will this mean that they basically don't give a shit? Because I was reading...
It's just like the cricket umpiring thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I was reading something about, like, they've now been told, if you definitely think it was offside, raise your flag immediately. Raise your flag immediately. If you think it's 50-50 or you're not sure, keep your flag down and allow the play to continue and see if there is a goal scored. If there is, then go, ref, I think actually that might have been offside. We should check it. Which in my mind just means that the touch judge is going to go, I'm just going to keep my flag down. And actually, if it does turn into a goal, then VAR will review it. And I could have said, oh yeah, I'm not sure. It needs looking at. So I wonder whether this is just going to be.
There's going to be a line that's just eating a pie and a pie.
Yeah. Just sitting there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, feet up.
See, I mean, how can this be a bad thing? It's going to be more goals, more penalties. It's going to be, I think it's good.
I tell you what, if it helps get rid of, what do they call it? Simulation or whatever it is.
Yes.
This is a very sexual episode, but if it gets rid of diving, basically, I will be very happy with that because I think that is one of the biggest blights on the game.
Oh.
Absolutely hate it.
It's the rolling around.
Oh, mate, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. One other quick football thing before we wrap up. I have just seen a tweet. Maybe this is old news, but apparently Neymar is going to join Ronaldo at Juventus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
God, he's going to need big doors to get those two heads in that bloody dressing room.
Yeah. I mean, there is a good degree of ego in that team now. But they struggled, didn't they? They really disappointed a lot in last Champions League.
Yes, so I think it's going to be interesting. If they hold all, Dybala's going, I think, so that'll be interesting. So I don't know where he's going, but he'll go somewhere. So yeah, I think it's interesting. There's a good 5:30 kickoff this week in the Premier League, though.
Yep. Talk to me.
Tottenham, Man City.
Oh, nice. Well, come on, let's do some predictions. Let's wrap up with some predictions. So, Man City Spurs, go on then.
I'm going to go 3-1 Man City.
Yeah, I'm going to go... I'm going to go 2-0 Man City. We've already done our Ashes one. Let's go for the final Bledisloe. So it's Kiwis, Wallabies at home in New Zealand.
I think revenge for the Kiwis.
Yeah.
And I think comfortable 28-17.
Nice. 28-17. Yeah, I think it could be even worse. I think it's going to be 35-18.
Oh.
I think the Kiwis have got a real wake-up call and they'll be a bit embarrassed, and I think someone's going to pay.
Yeah, this has not been a good rugby championship.
No. I think that, yeah.
But it's the World Cup rugby is wide open.
It is. I think it's the closest tournament for a while, actually.
Yes.
Closest tournament for a while. It's exciting.
Yes, indeed. So, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure.
As always.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all our listeners for listening all the way to the end. If you're hearing this,
well done.
You have
dug in,
reached another milestone in your podcasting lives.
Yeah.
So, and we are 5 weeks away from our first anniversary. So, any ideas? Start feeding those in.
Yes,
and we'll see if we can have a big bash on the 17th of September.
We should do something, mate. We should do something special, shouldn't we?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, okay. Answers on a postcard. Let us know what we should do.
Indeed. But have a good week. Enjoy the sport.
You too, buddy.
Cheers.
Go well.